Muscular system consists of over 600 muscles which have particular functions to allow us to do any action we need to. For example, posture. Skeletal muscles help to maintain the correctness of our posture by keeping a constant contractile force. To have good posture, our muscles need to be strong and flexible. If our skeletal muscles aren't like this and are too weak and tight, then our posture will be poor, which means in the long term it can lead to muscle pains. Having good posture if you are a weightlifter is essential, as the muscles help stabilize your spine. Another function is heat production. For our body to maintain the normal temperature of 37 degrees, our body needs to thermoregulate. The regulation of temperature is controlled by many factors. For example, when we are too hot, our body sweats. The sweat produced acts as a coolant to lower higher body temperature. As well as this, our smooth muscles, which make up our blood vessels, can either vasoconstrict or vasodilate. Vasoconstriction is where our blood vessels narrow to reduce the amount of blood flow that can travel around our body. Therefore, less heat is transported and released through our skin. On the other hand, when we are too cold, our smooth muscles make our blood vessels vasodilate, which means they widen, allowing more blood to flow around the body and allowing heat to be released through our skin. Also, the skeletal muscles of our body make us shiver by increasing their activity to produce this heat. This means that when you are playing a sport and you become too hot, there are mechanisms to cool you down. Another function is communication and heart rate. Cardiac muscles found in the heart, for example the myocardium, which is found in the walls of the heart, allow our heart to beat. This muscle is controlled by our autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is a control system that works unconsciously to regulate bodily functions like making our heart beat. And muscle tissues allow us to talk and do any actions we need. After doing any form of exercise, your heart rate speed increases as you require to take more oxygen in that needs to be pumped around the body. Oh, that's a bit iffy. Another function is movement. Our body can have voluntary and involuntary movement, with involuntary movement coming from smooth and cardiac muscles and voluntary movement coming from our skeletal muscles. Skeletal muscles are attached to bones by joints, which allows us to move, and this is controlled by our central nervous system. During any movement we do, we either use slow oxidative muscle fibers, fast oxidative glycolytic muscle fibers, or fast glycolytic muscle fibers. For example, when you are doing a push-up, the muscle rolls involved need to work together to allow the movement needed. Another function is breathing. To breathe, we use our diaphragm, which is located beneath our lungs. When we breathe in oxygen, our diaphragm contracts, causing our chest cavity to expand in size. When we breathe out, our diaphragm muscle relaxes, causing the size of our chest cavity to decrease in size, allowing CO2 to be released. During exercise, the speed in which we breathe increases, and also how heavily we breathe too. This is because we need to take in more oxygen, and the increase of these two factors means that other muscles are needed, for example, the abdomen. Breathing correctly during exercise allows you to prevent injuries and increase blood flow around the body, transporting more oxygen around the body too. A final function is constriction of blood vessels. Blood vessels are made from our smooth muscles, which are involuntary, and to be able to vasoconstrict and vasodilate, they are controlled by our autonomic nervous system, like our cardiac muscles. Constriction of blood vessels happen in sport to reduce the amount of heat being transported around the body.